Hey,
Hi.
so gender-neutral toilets, what do we think about those then?
Okay.
It's going to be another controversial one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Lots of hateful comments.
probably. Which most of the videos like this, they do get, I'm sure it's not going to be only ours.
So what do you think about them?
I personally don't feel comfortable with them. So in my university, when I was final year, they introduced them in the student union, and I didn't enjoy using them. Obviously, I didn't go to the student union every day, but it was very strange because they made it look very new and very modern, because all the doors and all the walls were like with these wallpaper of different skylines, which was nice. But then the doors were so thin that I remember going to the toilet next to a man, and I didn't feel comfortable. I genuinely don't feel comfortable using public toilets, and I don't feel comfortable being next to a woman, let alone next to a man. It's just that I feel like being in the toilet is really your personal time.
It's sacred.
Yeah. And the more private it is, the more comfortable I would feel. Being next to a man and him being able to hear me and me being able to hear him is just something that I would only do if I'm desperate to go to the toilet.
Your most intimate of times. I'll have to agree. I mean, can I be real? Can I be real?
Yeah, please.
I mean, not many people think about this, or not many people would even. Yeah, I think that me personally, growing up, even in my 20s, and maybe even now, I don't know because I haven't experienced it lately. When I go to, if I was to go to a public toilet, and I was desperate, and I needed to do number two, even in a man's toilet, I would wait until the person's left the room.
Yeah.
Before I was able to continue my transaction.
Yeah.
Now, how much more worse would it be if I was sat next to a woman in there? I mean, I know it shouldn't make a difference, but it's psychologically it's a big difference being sat next to a woman in the other cubicle, and you have to do your transaction, and then you come out at the same time, washing your hands next to the sink. Hey, Susan, so are you okay?
It was super awkward, and it's, I think, contracting that boundary that was natural and it was already there, and maybe it shouldn't be contracted so much. Because imagine, like, if that happens at your workplace and you're there next to the woman that you like, that's like another level. I'll never be able to, even if that person likes me, I'll always be thinking they know how
you smell.
I'm sorry, this is just like, it's just too personal. Like, this is something that a couple has to go through, with time. If it happens, it's just, no, this is a boundary that I can't cross.
In my research for this video, the biggest reason that was given for why this has come about, or why they are becoming more popular, is because of inclusivity.
Right.
Now, I don't know much about the trans world to comment on it, because I know nothing about it. And so, if we're trying to be inclusive to these people, that's fine. But I think that we should at least be given a choice.
Yeah.
So, if you have most places do have more than one bathroom facility to use, maybe an upstairs one or a downstairs one or whatever. So I think that we should have one of them be gender neutral if it's a must, so that you can have everyone that wants to use it, they can use that one, and then everyone that doesn't feel comfortable using it can use the other one. Now, I went to that one that you were talking about in your old student union, and there was no choice given. If you wanted to use, if I wanted to use a male only toilet, I'd have to leave the building, walk a considerable distance and find one. But there was no choice given, and I think when the choice has been taken away in any aspect of life, when your choice has been taken away, I think that's where problems start to grow.
Exactly, and it's almost like a paradox, isn't it? Because you're trying to give somebody the inclusivity, but then the people who don't feel comfortable with this are taken that choice away from them. So. Is it fair? Like, if it has to be fair, it really you have to have two, like as you said.
And also, there's the side of security as well. Like I said, I haven't researched this deep into it, but while I was looking into this stuff for this video, I came across a few articles of men who have put cameras into toilets, right? So obviously there aren't going to be many men putting cameras into men's toilets. So in order to put them into the female toilets, they'd have to go into the toilets at a time where nobody was there, set the cameras up, and then leave the bathroom, and then come back again at a later time to retrieve their camera.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a gender-neutral toilet, how easy is it to do it? I'm not saying that that's the main and the only problem, but I'm talking about predators in general.
Yeah.
I think that in times where we are at our most vulnerable and are at our most secretive time, those times should be inherently separated, or at least given the choice to be separated.
Yeah.
Because there are too many predators out there, and if I have a child one day, or a little girl one day, then I want that girl to grow up in the most secure and safe environment possible, and I want her to be able to navigate this world, making the choices that will allow her to be as secure and as safe as she feels to be.
I agree.
But if she's like 5 years old and she's in a building that's sharing toilets with adults, okay, I wouldn't let her go in if she's 5. Okay, if she's 10 years old and she's sharing toilets with men who are like in their 40s and 30s, you know, I'm not going to be happy with that.
No, and I'm thinking, because they introduce them in schools as well, I'm thinking, you know, from a very maybe innocent point of view, boys can be very naughty or very curious, and they, you know, they can also invade girls' privacy, I think, more easy.
Definitely.
So how do you explain, if it's already there, and if the moment they've started school, this is the norm, how do you explain to them, but no, the toilets are not gender neutral because you can peek on the girls? There's just so much that can go wrong, I think.
Yeah. So you have our opinion. I think overall we're not for gender neutral toilets.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing.
Oh, go on.
My funny thing is, I think that men sometimes miss the toilet. So I wouldn't want to go and like have a wee after somebody who's weed all over the toilet. I'm sorry. I'm sure, you know, I know you're
sure?
not like this.
So now you're coming at it from a sanitary point of view then?
Yeah.
Right.
I know not everyone is like this, and there probably is women that miss the toilet as well, but it's just more difficult. So, just no.
Right. What about you guys out there? I'm really interested to see what people think about this one. So, I'll be reading the comments. Look forward to it.
Next time. Bye-bye. Хей, добро утро. За първи път си усещам ритането днес по спаланки, такава сладка.